Good evening, everyone. I'm Peter Forbes, and this is Leslie Jonas, Vice Chairwoman of the Native Land Conservancy and member of the Mashpee Wampanoags. We feel blessed on this beautiful night to be together with all of you on this hillside and for this purpose. Welcome to this land. You belong here.
Tonight, we're going to recite a poem by Joy Harjo, National Poet Laureate, the first Native American woman to receive such an honor, tribal elder member of the Muskogee Nation. Her words, her music, her poetry have resonated for many decades. And tonight, it will continue with her Eagle poem.
To pray.
You open your whole self to sky,
To earth.
to sun,
To moon.
to one whole voice that is you. And know there is more.
That you can't see, can't hear.
Can't know except in moments
Steadily growing.
And in language,
That aren't always sound, but other.
circles of motion. Like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River, circled in blue sky.
In wind swept our hearts clean with sacred wings.
We see you
See ourselves and know
that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in.
knowing.
We are made of all this and breathe knowing.
We are truly blessed because we
We're born
and die soon within
a true
circle of motion
like eagle rounding out the morning.
inside us,
We pray
that it will be done.
in beauty.
In beauty.
Katapatanamu, thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Good evening, folks. I want to say again to you, welcome to this land. You belong here. And who owns the land and who belongs to the land are powerful questions that as a farmer, a landowner, a father, I cannot avoid. The farm that we care for, the state that we love, this nation about which there's so many myths, is all indigenous land. Every road you traveled on to get here tonight began as an Abenaki foot trail. Every state park, every national park, every beautiful hillside farm was fully inhabited for thousands of years by other families before my culture arrived here. And I've come to understand that my own health and well-being and that of my family, and I think of yours, is dependent on reconciling that story, which I know we can. That beautiful spot right over there where those two kids are, where there's a fire going, is the site of Rufus Barrett's cabin in 1804. And I'm not proud of this, but I can tell you the names of every Western settler on this land, but I can't yet tell you the names of the Abenaki family that Rufus Barrett certainly displaced. That beautiful spot right there is also one of the first places of colonization in this valley. And I don't say that to shame myself or anyone else, but to call upon all of us in my culture to be better students of history and to take actions that make amends so that we can all have a better future. And tonight is about that better future. We're grateful, super grateful, that you bought tickets and made donations. And of course, the work of reconciliation is far more, right, than going to a concert or making a land acknowledgement. Reconciliation can only be about the returning of land and resources and the sharing of power. And that, of course, is lifelong work. And in my lifetime, that's what will happen here on this farm. And that's what indigenous and non-indigenous people are working on collectively to do all across the Northeast, and actually in many parts of our country. Because repairing and returning and sharing are the only steps forward that will help us all belong to this land.
Asking.
Go for it.
Why is this happening now? And I want to say that this work is happening now as a part of the work of First Light, which is an effort to transform privileged spaces to return resources to Indigenous people. We foster a practice of asking, what do we have access to, and how can we support or share resources with Indigenous people and efforts? Our philosophy is relearning history, repairing relationships, and returning land and resources. And we've done that in Maine by working within the space of conservation culture with 65 organizations who collectively hold the keys to places of great importance to Wabanaki people. To date, our members have returned 1,500 acres of land and have granted access to 78,000 acres of land, and we're just beginning. We've organized this concert tonight as one part of our long work to share resources and to use our platform to support Indigenous leaders. And if you bought tickets tonight, you've already made a donation in support of 4 Indigenous-led organizations in the Northeast working to return land. And we want to thank you for joining in. This is just one way to pay it forward and to contribute to our collective healing. And I'm going to bring Peter up to introduce Lula Wiles.